You are utterly exhausted. You've tried everything today to stay calm. You've worked, cleaned the house, managed stressful messages, and finally, you sit on the couch feeling guilty for not eating exactly what the doctor prescribed, or for getting too angry. And as you desperately try to rest your back, your baby starts twisting and kicking restlessly. You hope they're okay. Your fetus cannot speak. They can't tell you when something upsets them. But there is one thing that most parents-to-be don't know, and that biology confirms ruthlessly: your baby in the womb is recording every single thing you do. The habits you wouldn't think twice about are silently shaping who your child will become, molding their very brain architecture. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not talking about obvious negligence like drinking alcohol or smoking. I'm talking about 5 completely normal, everyday things that millions of pregnant women do every single day. Things that emotionally and neurologically hurt the fetus in a language they cannot articulate. And the consequences aren't fleeting, they are neurological. They endure for a lifetime. Stay with me, because number 4 on this list is something almost all mothers do out of a sense of duty, but the research behind it will change the way you experience the coming months. I don't want to make you feel guilty. Knowledge is the only tool for change. Once you understand the biological architecture, everything shifts. Let's start with the first daily habit: obsessively holding back tears or repressing your emotions. People always tell you, be happy, the baby feels your sadness. And in a way, that's true. But here is where that phrase becomes dangerously wrong. Your fetus is a master of biochemical coherence. They need predictability. If you are deeply sad or distressed, and you are holding back your tears to look strong on the outside, your fetus's brain detects a lethal incongruity. On one hand, your heart rate explodes, but your respiratory expressions are forced to remain flat. Evolution does not comprehend social lies. For the embryo, an adrenaline spike not followed by a biophysical release. Crying, which releases endorphins and lowers cortisol, means that the predator is still in the cave. Crying purges cortisol, freeing the fetus from tension. Holding back emotions makes the baby perceive a prolonged signal of impending terror that is never resolved. Habit number 2: underestimating the severity of your burnout. Everyone knows pregnancy makes you tired, but there's a difference between fatigue from progesterone production and actual nervous burnout from overworking. In 2013, a research team at King's College London analyzed placental hormonal interactions. The discovery shocked everyone. Prolonged work fatigue, the kind where you keep pushing past your physical limits, sends precise biochemical signals. To the primitive brain of the fetus, the chronic absence of daytime rest signifies that the tribe to which it belongs is in perpetual migration, perhaps fleeing, in a state of environmental collapse. The uterus translates exhaustion into a threat, and this wires its synapses to birth a hypervigilant and nervous baby because it believes it's being born into a hostile and unsafe environment. Habit number 3: shallow breathing. Screen apnea. We all go through it, scrolling through the phone or spending hours on spreadsheets at the PC, feeling anxious. During these moments, people enter screen apnea, taking short, shallow breaths, but you are the vital reservoir of fetal oxygen. Doctors always say it: the umbilical cord is the oxygen pathway. But from a neuro-evolutionary perspective, the fetus memorizes the frequency of your breathing. 30 minutes of shallow, accelerated breathing sends a signal to the fetal brainstem that we are literally running out of air. It's not just about lung development. It's about calibrating the baby's anxiety thermostat. Breathe deeply. Habit number 4, the one I promised you: eating diet foods or skipping snacks purely out of weight anxiety. The pressure to stay fit is terrible today, so you skip a snack and artificially hold yourself in a prolonged caloric deficit out of fear. And here, biology is relentless. The Royal University Hospital study proves that the fetal brain heavily relies on rapid glucose to form the frontal lobe architecture. When you voluntarily skip a meal and enter mild artificial ketosis, not the natural ketosis of the protective first trimester nausea, as we'll see later, the body sends an ancient evolutionary signal: famine. There is a famine. And the fetal brain stops developing the neurons responsible for creative happiness to focus purely on building the reptilian brain, just for sheer survival through childbirth. You hurt the baby's brain by denying it the materials to dream and forcing it to forge weapons. And habit number 5, ignoring the power of your acoustic voice. You spend hours in absolute silence, or worse, in the industrial noise of traffic and the office, but you don't speak out loud with a rhythmic frequency. To understand this, think back 50 million years. In the dark, fluid womb, the sound waves of your voice and the bass rhythm of your heartbeat are the only architecture the fetus clings to. Literally, they are the scaffolding showing acoustic neurons where to wire. If you only wear headphones and stay perfectly silent and stressed, you deny the fetus the pattern of social reliability. When you speak, your pelvic bone vibrates like a cello, rocking the fetus's hearing into a state of healing neurobiological trance. You are not just having a baby, you are building a nervous ecosystem. You are the edge of the universe to them. You are the floor and the ceiling. Your compassion toward yourself, when you forgive yourself and allow yourself to rest or cry openly, isn't giving up. It is the ultimate evolutionary act of installing an emotional resilience software into your future child. Every single day you stop these 5 little habits, the fetal brain adds billions of new safe connections full of potential light. But now I must reveal the discovery that shatters all false myths. What happens if you do everything right, yet it's the desperate, unstopping crying inside your own head that gives you no peace? Next time, I will explain why the ideal of equal bonding with your partner right at birth is an absolute lie. If this science has permanently altered the way you look at your fast-paced breathing or the tears you didn't want to shed, subscribe right now. Leave a comment if you've ever felt deeply ashamed while crying with a baby bump without knowing it was the wisest thing you could do. This is just the beginning of our exploration. The science down there is immense.